If you've been looking for a cheap alternative to Games Workshop models that look super cool, if not cooler, look no further. This video is for you. Hi, I'm Katie and welcome back to Nerdic Inspiration. If you're new to the channel, my content is focused on tabletop related crafts and nerd culture themed art projects. Today we're going to talk about a little company called OnePageRules. They make wargaming super simple. I recently posted up a little teaser video about a series that I'm filming for my channel. Let me tell you, getting into 40K is quite the learning curve, and it really burns a pretty hole in your pocket. OnePageRules makes it super easy to get into wargaming by simplifying the entire wargaming world into short, user-friendly content. You can get their core rules to their games and all of their codexes for their factions on the website free. Yes, completely free. You can get started with their game really fast and the barrier to entry is very low. Though everybody loves to take a jab at Games Workshop, I believe companies like OnePageRule are really onto something with these simplified rule sets. I think they also create a lot of traction for wargaming that actually brings business to companies like Games Workshop. It's a great way to try out a new game, get access to some awesome models for their game and many other games, and get creative. Not to mention, it is a phenomenal value. I want to briefly focus on the value part that I stated before because I think that's a really big part of what brings people into 3D printing and what brings people to companies like OnePageRules. Here's a page from the Warhammer website where you can see a bunch of the Necron models at their various price points. Not the most expensive army in Games Workshop's store, but still a big cost if you want to build out an army of a lot of Necrons. And Necrons I don't play, but I know that you have a large amount of models that are on the table when you play this faction. So it is important to know that even some of the models that are cheaper, you might need multiples of these. Now, on the other side, here is the OnePageRules package for their Robot Legion. Look at all these models that you get for 68 bucks. Not to mention that you can print these over and over again. So here we are. I printed off Robot Legion models. OPR sent me a ton of stuff. So I printed off this bad boy. He's looking super sharp, super intimidating with all of his arms. Can't wait to paint him up. Again, I don't play Necrons or any sort of robot army, so I don't know what this unit would be comparable to, but I'm gonna assume it'd be some sort of HQ unit. In any regard, he'd just be a really cool robot to use for anything, right? I mean, come on. He cost me about $1 to print, and if you were to take that cost of the entire package and divide it by the amount of models, he would have cost about $2, give or take. Not to mention, if you print him over and over again, that cost is gonna go way down. So let's just say, miscellaneous with all the fees and depreciation and all those things that happen, he cost me $3, okay? This model cost me $3. That's insane. That's an amazing value. Just for one model, that's an amazing value. All right, so I'll premise the rest of this video is not a painting tutorial. I'm gonna show you how I painted this model up, but it's really just getting this model to tabletop ready. I just want you guys to get the full effect of what he looks like with paint on him. I started with GW's bronze just to really, harp at the fact that he looks very similar to units that exist out there that you could get from their storefront. I used the bronze to paint all those secondary tidbits, and I just really love this bronze color. I think GW did a great job with this color. Don't really like GW metallic paints, but I really like this one. I think it's a pretty color. And then I took Vallejo's gunmetal and I used that on all of the other parts that were essentially not being painted the bronze color. Like that classic sort of Necron look goldy bronze and then the silvery metallic bits. And I know some people don't paint Necrons with metallic paints because there's like this whole thing about Necrons not being like truly metallic, I guess. I don't know. I don't know anything about Necrons. I really don't. I don't follow Necron lore. He's sparkly. I wanted him to be sparkly, okay? I wanted him to be sparkly, so he's sparkly. I took Vallejo's copper and used that on some of the smaller accents just to give it some variety. And then I washed the entire model in a dark wash to make all of it mesh together and to fill in all of those little cracks and crevices of detail across the model that I did not want to line with a brush. And then I went in with that oh so classic green glow and painted in all the little orby bits with my bright lime green. I used a total of like 6 colors with the wash, so a pretty good array of colors, got the job done very easy. Nothing fancy here, and I think he turned out really cool. Lastly, I had these Micro Art Studio bases that I got at a super duper discount. So really this base cost me like $1. And if you don't want to use a Micro Art Studio base, you don't have to, just put them on a normal base. OnePageRules gives you guidelines for your bases, but they don't have any strict base standards. So you can refer to all of their rule sets and manuals to look at what bases might work for certain models. I just decided to put them on this base because the Wraithstone from Micro Art Studio to me kind of looks like it could be in a Necron environment. So I painted it up to look like it could be a piece of Necron terrain and use that as a base. Then bam, that's it, final product. Let's check them out. Thank you all for watching this video. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. If you're interested in anything from OPR, the links will be in the description below. You can check out their website, their Patreon, and their My Mini Factory. Don't forget to check out my Instagram if you want to keep up with me outside of YouTube. And as always, my Patreon is also in the description below if you're willing and able to support the channel in that way. Cool.